Review sheet. It's 11:02. Jeez. Guess who just woke up? Anyways, 3/4 divided by 5. Make sure you, besides knowing how to do this, of course, make sure you know how to interpret the question so you can set it up properly. So this says, for example, you have 3/4 of something and you want to divide it by 5 people. This says you have 5 whole, I don't know, chocolate bars, 5 whole pizzas, and you want to make cut into 3/4 pieces, and how many 3/4 pieces can you make out of 5? So make sure you know how to interpret the questions and set it up properly. Okay. So here we go. 3/4 divided by 5. You have two ways of doing this. One is you can make that a 5/1, and then find the LCM, which in this case would be 4, right? And one is already 3/4 or has the 4 as a denominator. The other one, how did the 1 become a 4 times 5? And make sure you multiply the top by 4 as well, okay? Because you want to create an equivalent fraction here. And 5/1 is the same thing as 20/4. So you cross these out, right? And you get 3/20. You can't simplify that anymore, so that's your final answer. If you did this and you kept the first fraction, you turn it into multiplication, and you use the reciprocal of 5/1, which is 1/5. You multiply 3 times 1, numerator times numerator, 3. 4 times 5 is 20. Either way, you get the same answer, as you can obviously tell. Okay. B, it's a mixed number. I'm going to change that to a improper. 4 times 2 is 8. Plus 1 is 9, so it's 9/4. And let me just put this over 1 over here. And I'm just going to do it this way. The LCM would be 4. So times 4 here, times 4 on the top, and 5 times 4 is 20, which allows us to do this. And we can write that as a fraction. We get 9/20. Move on. I have 8 of something, 8 whole something, okay? And I want to make groups of 3 sevens out of the 8. How many groups of 3 7 can I have out of 8 whole chocolate bars or whatever it is? Eight over 1, the LCM is 7. That's already a 7, so that stays. So this one, the 1 changed to a 7, so it's times 7. Times 7 on top, which gives us 56. Cross, cross, you get 56/3. And you might need to change this to a mixed number depending on what the multiple choice question option says. 3 goes into 56, I have no idea. Let's see, 1, 3, 2 left over, 6. 3 goes into 26 8 times, which is 24, and 2. So 3 goes into 56 18 times, 2 left over, and 3. So there are 18 groups of 3 sevens in there, and if I try to make another group of 3 sevens, I can make 2 out of the 3. Okay. Here I'm going to change both of them to improper, and I get 2 times 9 is 18, plus 1, 19/2, divided by 3 and 3 is 9, 11/3. The LCM is 6. Times 3 here, so times 3 on the top gives us 57. Times 2 here, times 2 on the top gives us 22. Cross and cross, right? So you get 57/22, which is as a mixed number. You'll go 2 times, which is 44, and 57 minus 44 is 13. 13 left over 22. Oops. Right, so let me just scroll down. Oops. Oh my god. Okay, try this again. 5 people are sharing 5/6 of a chocolate bar. So I know there was a question here in the stations today, and some of you did this. 5 divided by 5/6. If you set it up this way, you're actually, this 5 represents the 5 people, and you're not cutting them into 5, 6 pieces, right? So that would not be the right setup. This is what you have. So the first, okay, your first item here is what you have, and you have 5, 6 of a chocolate bar, and you want to share it as 5 people. So this would be the correct number sentence. Over 1, and again, find the LCM, which is 6. So that one we don't change. This one is times 6, and on top is times 6, and you get 30 over 6. Cross and cross, you get 5 over 30, and if you simplify, you can divide top and bottom by 5, and you get 1/6. Okay? Dana has 16 3/7 pounds of flour. Each bread loaf she makes requires 4/5 of a cup of sugar. What? Wow, that's a lot of sugar. And then she has 3/7 cup of flour left. How many loaves does she bake? Well, one thing you have to know in this question is this is what she has, and this is what she has left over, right? So which means that she used 16 cups and the 3/7 left over. So in essence, this is what she used, not 16 3/7 because you ended up with 3/7 left over, right? So she used 16 pounds of flour. Wow, is this pounds of flour? So first of all, the question is a mess, okay? You should have said cups, not pounds. Okay, so she has 16 3/7 cups of flour. Each bread loaf she bakes requires 4/5 of a cup of sugar. Wow, okay, so very messy question. So that, okay, I'm gonna, hopefully you guys will complain about this question because it makes absolutely no sense. Dana has 6 3/7 cups of flour. Each bread loaf she makes requires 4/5 cup of flour. All right, if she has 3/7 cup of flour left, how many loaves does she bake? That makes a little bit more sense. So again, doesn't change that fact that out of what she had this left over, right? So if she has that left over, it means that she used 16 cups. We're going to divide that by 4/5, right? So she has 16 full cups. And let's see how many groups of 4/5 fits into 16. Put it over 1. LCM is 5. 5 over here. 4 times 5. And on top is times 5 again. 16 times 5 is 30, 80. Cross, 80 over 4, and 80 over 4 will give you 20 loaves of bread. Okay, so hopefully you're watching the video and you'll make all these changes in the question because otherwise this doesn't make any sense. Find the difference. To find the difference means subtract, right? And we're going to find the difference between 26.1 and 18.985. Line up your decimals when adding or subtracting. This becomes 18.985. We're going to add some zeros here on top. Okay. And now we can subtract. So we need to borrow here a little bit. And we're going to borrow all the way from the 2 here. 2 becomes a 1. This becomes 16, which becomes 15. 11, which becomes 10, and the 10, which becomes 9, and the last one becomes 10. 5, 1, 1, 7. That's our answer. Find the sum. So today I did see some mistakes here. Make sure you line up your decimals. 27.4. 45 doesn't have a decimal, so you know it's at the end. It just looks like that. So it's 45. And we can add a 0. And the other one, let's put the decimal first, and we'll start 9. The 2 goes there, the 3 goes there, the 9 goes here, and 967. That's how it should look like. Let's add some zeros here, just to make it a little bit easier on the eye. 7, 6, 13. Bring the decimal down. Carry 1. 15. Carry 1. 8, 10. And carry 1 here, 10. So final answer is this. Yes, I'm having dinner right now. It's just a cold pizza. Well, actually, I heat it up. So, I and J are related. Okay, our one question will lead to the other. Sam works and he earns $15 and $43 an hour. He worked 24.3 and we want to know how much money he made, and we're going to round this to the nearest penny. So let's multiply this. Notice I'm not lining up my decimal because the multiplication, doesn't really matter. This has 2 decimal places. This number has 1 decimal place. I have a total of 3 decimal places. Why am I doing that? Because whatever answer I get needs to have 3 decimal places. 9, 12, 16, 4. Let me add a 0 before I start. 4 and 3 is 12. Goes 1, 17. Goes 1, 21. Goes 2, 6. Before I do the 2s, I'm going to add 2 zeros. 2 and 3 is 6. 2 and 4 is 8. 2 and 5 is 10. And 3. Add them up. I get 9, 4, 12, 19 goes 1, 14, 7, 3. I should have 3 decimal places. And notice that the question says round to the nearest penny. Rounding to the nearest penny, rounding to the nearest penny means we're going to round it to the nearest hundredth. The nearest hundredth is this, right? Money goes to place values, right? So 374.949, right? Because we're going to cut that 9. We're going to throw it out. But before we throw it out, we're going to round, right? So we're going to round this number. Does that 9 have enough power to move that number up? Yes, it does, right? Remember, how to round. And then 94 is going to become 95. So if it's 98765, you let it score, which means you round up. If this 9 was a 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, you would have just left the number as 94. Okay? So Sam gets a raise. She was making this much an hour, but she got a raise, which means she's not making that anymore an hour. She's making a little bit more. We're going to add her raise, which is that. Let's line up our decimals. 12, 9, decimal, 8. So now she makes $18.92 an hour, which is a nice raise. 18.92. And now that week she works 18.5 hours. And let's see how much she made, okay, with her new hourly wage. This has 2 decimal places. This has 1. So let me write it here. 2 decimal places. This has 1 decimal place. And again, 3 decimal places. So our answer is going to have 3 decimal places, and then we'll round if necessary. 5 and 2 is 10. 46. Go 4. 44. 9. Before I do the 8s, I'm going to add a 0. 8 and 2 is 16. Carry 1. 72. 73. Carry 7. 15. And before I do the 1, I'm going to add 2 zeros. 1 times 2 is 2, 1 times 9 is 9, 1 times 8 is 8, and 1 times 1 is 1. Add them up. 0, 8, 9, 18, 23, carry 2, 11, and 2, because I carry. So 3 decimal places puts us right here. And then, like I said, we have to get rid, we're talking about money, so money's going to go 1, 2 to the nearest penny, right? 2 decimal places. We're going to make a little cut, and that 0 has no power to move to round this up. It's just going to remain. So the final answer just stays the same, $213.98. So that's how much she makes with her new wage, hourly wage. Okay, and airplane's top speed is 624.3 miles an hour. How far will it travel in 14.2 hours? Okay, something wrong with this question again. Oh, I mean, a lot of mistakes. No mistake here. So it travels, so the speed, the airplane every hour flies 600, it covers 624.3 miles. It's going to travel a distance of 14.2 miles. So let's see how far it's going to travel. Probably an international flight. This has one decimal place. This also has one decimal place. We're combined of two decimal places. So that's what our answer should have, two decimal places. Let's start multiplying. 6, 8, 4, 12. Before I do the 4, I'm going to put a 0. 4 times 3 is 12. 17, 9, 24. I'm going to do the ones, but I'm going to add 2 zeros. 1 and 3 is 3, 4, 2, 6. Now we get to add 6, 10, 15, 16, 8, and 8. Two decimal places puts us right here. 1, 2. So the airplane will travel 8,865 miles. 0.06, 8,865.06 miles. Okay. Division. I'm going to do this the long way just to show you. So 2228.8 divided by 2.8. Remember what our goal is. Our goal is to make this guy here, our divisor, into a whole number. So we got to multiply that top and bottom by whatever needs to change that to a whole number. So in essence, 2.8 will change it to 28. And how can we accomplish that? We can accomplish that by multiplying 2.8 times 10. 2.8 times 10 is 28, so which means that this decimal move 1 over. And on top, I'm going to multiply by 10, and that decimal is also going to move 1 over. And if it moves 1 over, it's going to end up being 222888. So now we have our divisor, which is a whole number. We can start dividing. So the top one, just luck that it ends up being a whole number as well. But if it was a decimal, it would have been no problem. So 22288, we're going to divide that by 28. Nice number I pick. Jeez. So I'm going to say 7 times. Let me just see. 7, 6, carry the 5, 14, 19, 196, plus 28, 4, 12, 224, too much. So it's going to go 7 times into 222, which is 196. We're going to subtract, and we're going to have 4, 22, 26 left over. Bring the 8 down, and that's going to be maybe 8 times. Can it be 9 times? Let's try 9. 28 times 9 is 72, carry 7, 18 plus 7 is 262. Yep, 9 times works. 9 times 8 is 72, carry 7, 18, 18 then 7, no, 272, carry 7, 18, 8 times 7 is 252, sorry, 252. Subtract, 8 minus 2 is 6, 6 minus 5 is 1, bring the last 8 down, and 28 goes into 168. Let's see, to finish result 86 times. 6 times 8 is 48, carry the 4, 12, 16, yep. Sorry, not 8, 6. 6 times 8 is 48, carry the 4, 6 times 2 is 12, plus 4, 16, so worked out nicely. So the final answer, 796. That it? 4 more questions? Wow. You guys got off easy today. Alright. Again, just guess a little bit more practice here. So 482.25 divided by 2.5. And again, our goal here is to make our denominator or our divisor into a whole number. We're going to change 2.5 so that it becomes 25. We can do that by multiplying that by 10, which makes that decimal move 1 over. And on top, we're going to move by 10, multiply by 10, which makes this decimal move one place value over to the right. So our top number becomes 4822.5. And that's going to be the numbers that we're going to use to divide. So let me divide that. 4822.5. Our dividend is a decimal number, not a big deal. Our divisor is a whole number, which is what we want. 25 goes to 48. Oh, excuse me, one time. 23, bring down the 2. 25 goes into that 8 times. Nope. 9 times. 9 times 5 is 45, carry 4. 9 times 2 is 18, plus 4 is 22. Subtract, we're going to have 7 left over. We're going to bring that second 2 down. 25.72 2 times, which is 50. Subtract, you're going to have 22 left over. Let me move that decimal. I should have done that before. Move that decimal up. Now bring down the 5. And 25 goes into 225 9 times. 9 times 5 is 45. Carry 4. 225, we have the remaining of 0. So our final answer is 192.9 for here. The letter N. Okay. Catherine bought 7 pounds of apple for $20.02. How much did she pay for 1 pound of apples? So this one is, here's your, use this. Your number sentence should look like this. Okay. If you take this one you don't have to do anything because our divisor here is already a whole number. So we can go straight to the problem. 20.02 divided by 7. 7 does not go into 2, but goes into 22 times, which is 14. Subtract, you get 6. Decimal moves up. Bring the 0 down. 7 goes into 68 times, which is 56. If you subtract, you get 4 left over. Bring that 2 down, and 7 goes to 42 6 times. So each pound of apple that she bought ended up costing $2.86. Okay, so Luke runs at a speed of 7 2/3 miles an hour, which is not bad. Assuming he does not get tired and can keep up with that same constant speed every hour, how long will it take him to cover 26 1/5 miles? Well, 26 1/5 divided by 7 2/3. That's your setup. Okay. So number of times 7 2/3 fits into 26 1/5 would be the number of hours. Okay, so let's change this to a improper. Ooh, this one's 26 times 5, 30, carry this 3, 5 times 2 is 10, 130, plus the 1, 131 over 5. This is going to get ugly. Divided by 3 times 7 is 21, plus 2 is 23, over 3. Oh my god. Okay, so you're probably this one, because you're probably better off doing by multiplying by the reciprocal, but I'm going to do it the other way as well. LCM is 15, right? How did the 5 become 15? Times 3, so I'm going to multiply the top times 3. The top times 3 is going to be 393. 3 times 5 here to become 15, and then times 5 on the top. 5 times 3 is 15, carried 1, 115. Cross, cross, you're going to end up getting 393 over 115. How many times can that go in? So I can do a division over here, just to make my life simpler. And it's going to be 3 times. So I'll put a 3 over here. It doesn't go into 3, it does not go into 39, but definitely goes into 393. 393. 3 times 5 is 15, carry 1. 3 times 1 is 3, 4, and 3, 45. 13 minus 5 is 8. That borrowed, right? So 8 minus 4 is 48. So 115 goes into 393 3 times. 48 left over, and 115. So, but as far as the context of the story, how long will it take him? It will take him 3 hours, 3 and 48/15 hours to cover 26 and 1/5 of a mile. Okay. So that's about 3 hours and a half. A little bit less than 3 hours and a half. Charge my computer. Okay, so I gotta write your bonus word here. That's right. I'm gonna write what I'm eating right now. It's can I write that? Pizza with tomatoes and garlic. There's your bonus word. Okay, so last question. Melanie bought 2 4/5 of a yard of cotton fabric to make 6 pair of shorts. How much fabric will each pair of shorts use? Okay, fair enough. This is how much she has. She wants to spread them out to make 6 pair of shorts. So how much fabric did each pair of shorts use? Let's change this. So let me put this over 1. And now 5 and 2 is 10, plus 4 is 14. 14 over 5 divided by 6 over 1. Let's find the LCM, which is 5. Right? So that stays as 14. 1 to become a 5 is times 5. And the 6 would be times 5 as well. We get 30. Write that as a fraction and get 14 over 30, or better yet, if you simplify, divide top and bottom by 2. 14 divided by 2 is 7, and 30 divided by 2 is 15. So each pair short use 7/15 of a yard. That would be your final answer. Okay, so that's it. I think it's a very straightforward test, very easy. Use common sense. You should be just fine. Okay, and that's that.